Hey everybody, it's Double RPG here. It's March 15th, 2018, and welcome to Double RPG Side-Quests. Funny how in the last Side-Quest video that we talked about Noctis Lucis Kylum coming to Tekken 7, which the Tekken franchise is a Bandai Namco property at this moment in time. And also another fighting property under Bandai Namco is Soul Calibur. And of course with Soul Calibur VI is coming later this year. And boy oh boy, did Bandai Namco drop a huge bombshell, especially for those who are fans of the Witcher series, because the main protagonist of the Witcher series, Geralt of Rivia, is going to be a guest character in Soul Calibur VI. And I got to see what the trailer was for Geralt of Rivia in Soul Calibur VI, and I gotta say, I am very excited to see him in action. Now granted, I haven't even played the Witcher series, and I know that you don't have to play all three games in order. You can play them in any order as you want to, but I've heard a lot of people say that The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is definitely the best game ever put out in that franchise overall. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about Geralt of Rivia here in Soul Calibur 6, so let's go ahead and see what Siliconera has to say about his involvement. The Witcher series developer CD Projekt Red announced today that Geralt of Rivia will join the playable character roster of Soul Calibur 6. And of course they showed off the trailer of what he looks like and what his playstyle is, and I'll be talking about that very shortly. But here's a little synopsis of what they give on Geralt and his involvement in this game. Geralt was trained as the elite school of the Wolf and is considered one of the deadliest monster slayers. He possesses superhuman reflexes and strength, as well as superior sword fighting skills. Players who choose to fight as Geralt will utilize the Witcher's signature fighting style, a combination of swordplay, ability-enhancing potions, and combat magic. Doug Cockle, the English voice of Geralt of Rivia, returns in Soul Calibur 6 to reprise the role. Gamers will also be able to fight in Kaer Morhen, home keep of the School of the Wolf. Accompanying players in battle will be Hunt or Be Hunted, an iconic composition from the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt soundtrack. And I assume that was the music that was playing in the background for the trailer of Geralt's involvement in Soul Calibur 6. And of course, Soul Calibur 6 releases sometime this year for both the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. So, yeah, Geralt of Rivia, he's a very interesting character to have in Soul Calibur 6. And, you know, looking at him in the trailer, he definitely looks like that he belongs in the Soul Calibur series, just based on the fantasy setting that The Witcher goes for, and seeing as how Soul Calibur is a fantasy-themed fighting game franchise, you know, weapon-based fighting game franchise, it definitely looks like Geralt of Rivia definitely fits the bill for Soul Calibur. Now, if you take a look at his gameplay, he definitely looks like he's either a short-ranged or a Fast and Furious type of character, because he does have superhuman speed and reflexes, or superhuman strength and reflexes, and I assume that that applies to Fast and Furious characters like Mitsurugi, for example. And I didn't really see anything that deals with him combining his attacks with potions, as I think we pretty much just saw him doing his sword swinging abilities. Now, I could be mistaken from what I've seen in the trailer, but just looking at him in the trailer, like I said, he's pretty badass. So I know that my friends 16-Bit Jeff and Fighter Cows of the Geek Fighters are very excited because they are really big fans of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and the Witcher series in general. Me personally, I haven't even played any of the games in the Witcher series. I definitely want to try out Witcher 3 Wild Hunt because I heard that it's the most accessible of the bunch and probably the one that has the steepest learning curve, and it's just easy to get into, and like the overall story, it's just very deep to grasp yourself into the whole experience. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I know that I said that I was going to try and cover some Western RPGs for Double RPG Side-Quests, since, you know, with the news that I do are based on Japanese RPGs, but also I want to try to add some Western RPGs into the mix. Ones that really, you know, tickle my fancy, if you were to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Geralt of Rivia, I'm definitely looking forward to playing him when Soul Calibur 6 comes out. Hopefully he's just a core base fighter within the game, and hopefully he's not a DLC character, because if he was, then I'm assuming that a lot of people are going to be pretty pissed off, but we'll have to see. Alright, from the comment in the last video where I talked about the Final Fantasy fighters coming for Dissidia Final Fantasy NT and Tekken 7, there are two people who had something to say in that video, and they are ones that I've mentioned in one of my previous videos, for the one back this Monday where I covered for the 3 videos that were from last week. And of course they are Fighter Kaus and Christian Lopez, and this is what they had to say about, you know, the last video. Fighter Kaus says, "I think Akuma and Geese's projectiles would equalize Noctis's movement. Same with Lily, actually. Lily's got a lot of movement options." And you know, I really didn't even think about that, because, like I said, I'm not that heavy of a buff when it comes to fighting games like you and our friend 16-Bit Jeff are, but I still like the Tekken series for what it is. But I did forget that Lily does have a lot of movement options, because she really can get all the way around within the field, and she knows how to get around in the field, and she's definitely one of the better fighters in the Tekken series overall. Now, in terms of when it comes to Akuma and Geese's projectiles, yeah, I could definitely see that being a possibility with them using their projectiles to equalize Noctis's movement in case if he were to use the warp abilities from his sword. But whatever Kazuhiro Harada and the Tekken team has to offer with what they find in his gameplay and whatever there is to exploit his weakness, then we'll just have to wait and see when he comes out. Now, let's see what Christian Lopez has to say. Christian Lopez says, given how hard they're pushing Final Fantasy 15 and Noctis's appearance in Tekken, it is safe to say that Noctis has replaced Cloud as the poster boy of the franchise. I could say yes and no, because Noctis, he does have a lot of popularity to his character, but I think we all got to admit that Cloud Strife is still the more popular one of the bunch. I mean, even though he was introduced in 1997 in Final Fantasy VII, he still has a very strong presence with a lot of gamers and a lot of JRPG enthusiasts and just Final Fantasy fans to this day in general. I know there are a lot of other stronger Final Fantasy characters aside from Cloud that they like to mention, but I know that he's still a very prominent figure within not only the Final Fantasy franchise, but video games in general, because we got to admit that Cloud Strife is a really, really popular character in the world of video games. He's very popular next to the likes of Super Mario, Link from The Legend of Zelda, Snake from the Metal Gear Solid franchise, and even Master Chief from Halo and Gordon Freeman from Half-Life. So Cloud is a really big upper echelon in the popular characters list, so you can't deny the fact that he's a very popular character. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Noctis got all the way up towards Cloud's, you know, popularity, you know, in the long run. But for right now, he's still a very fresh character, and I assume, like I said, that it's going to be a while till he gets to become a more popular staple within not only the Final Fantasy franchise, but just in video games in general. But that's my take. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of RRPG Side-Quest, where I talked about Geralt of Rivia in Soul Calibur VI. And today was March 15th, and if you like what you just saw, then be sure to rate this video as well as leaving your feedback down in the comments. Also, when you leave your feedback down in the comments, hopefully they appear on there so that way I can feature you in the next episode or in the next video of RRPG Side-Quest. Now, whoever it is, I'm not sure, but I would like to try to get so many different people instead of just covering the same ones over and over again. But hopefully that will come into effect once this series starts to build up more and more as time goes forward. But anyway, if you like what you see, then be sure to hit that subscribe button underneath this video, as more support from you guys will mean that more content is coming from me in the future that you guys are not going to find anywhere else. So until next time, gamers, this is RRPG signing off by saying Godspeed and game on, gamers. Peace out.